Alright guys, welcome back to another Warframe video. In the last video we were doing some work in the Zariman and also waited for the reset to try the new encampment drifter camp missions with Call. So we got through a first playthrough of that and we unlocked, finally got enough
only get a few years to live.
Faction experience.
Spend most of that time
doing everything wrong.
Learning how to live.
Okay, Ordis. And we unlocked our first Archon shards. So what I decided to do was I want to try one out. So I went for the first time and I set up an alternate setup on Volt specifically because of this Archon stretch ability. I have no idea if it's actually going to be worth it, but I decided I haven't really played around with setting up any alternate configuration builds for any specific purpose on any of the frames, but being that this is a brand new mod that on paper sounds like it might be pretty decent, I decided I wanted to try it out. So this is what we settled on. Steel Charge, Archon Stretch, of course, I got that pushed up about halfway, a maxed flow, continuity, streamline, intensify, and just under half transient fortitude. So I don't know in practice how that's going to play relative to the other kind of setup that I've had on Volt for a really long time. It's obviously quite a bit different, but I wanted to test it out. So that's what we're going to be doing today, kind of jumping in. All right, and then we also have this Helminth Archon Shard segment that is ready to claim, and Trinity is coming close behind it, a little under a day to go. That was the current circuit completion, well, current as of the date I'm recording this, which is Monday, May the 27th. So I'm going to pick that up. And I think, yep, it'll just take us right back down here. So we'll install the segment. Not that I've done anything with the Helminth yet anyway. So that's Helminth, and this is Archon Shards. What is this? So red, yellow, and blue. And looks like 5 tiers worth. Okay. So I know in the Archon hunt up top it kind of tells you about them. So you can hover here too. Melee crit, primary status, secondary crit, ability strength, ability duration. That's pretty ridiculous. Max energy filled on spawn, effectiveness on health orbs, effectiveness on energy orbs, casting speed, parkour velocity. That could be particularly useful on high energy use caster frame. Blue, health, shield, max energy, armor, and health regen per second. That's actually pretty generous. +5 per second. Anything that keeps you on your feet. Gosh, there's a lot of ways to go about this. These all sound like really, really good. Though, obviously, I have yet to do an Archon hunt. I don't think I would want to do it using Volt on an untested kind of setup. The point was just to try out a new setup configuration, which I've never done, and test out and see what I think about this Archon mod. Archon mod? Is that the name of it? Let me look at this again. Yeah, I guess we'll call it an Archon mod, the red one. So, yeah, that's going to be today. Don't know how well or not well this is going to go, but that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to test this out. So we've got several different things that we've been working on as of late and still have plenty to do. So what I think that I want to do, at least for starting for today, is I want to chase down some faction XP. There's a couple frames that I was going for in a couple different areas. I think it was Gyre in the Zariman, and then I forget the one in Cetus, but that's where I want to go. I want to pop into Cetus first. There was a weekly or daily, one of them, I don't know, for the current night wave that popped up, hey, run 3 bounties in Cetus. And as I went to talk to Kanzu again, I caught that, you know, I had all the parts for one of the Warframes, But I feel like I did it so long ago I didn't attempt the higher level bounties that had the other Warframe parts, which I kind of forgot about. Because, you know, when you're just starting out, the higher difficulty enemy levels, you're not really equipped to deal with it. So we're going to run back over. I'm going to double check who it was. I don't remember the name of it, but I do know that there was one new one. So let's just talk to Kanzu again.
I give you coordinates. You go in. You work. Nobody but you.
Revenant. It was Revenant. So Gyre, I've got all the parts. Revenant, I don't. I might have gotten one part drop, though I don't remember what it was. So we know that we can pick them up here. So I'm just going to do a quick cut in the video. I'm going to head back to the orbiter, and then we're going to pop in and run some bounties over here to see if we can pick up the rest of the Revenant parts. So that's going to be today's focus. So quick cut, I will be back. All right, guys, so we've got the chassis and we've got the systems. We just need the neuroptics. So this will be level 40 to 60, and this is a rare drop to be fair. So I may have to run this several times, but either way, that's what we're going for. So it's this capture the Grenier agent, enemies level 40 to 60. So with any luck, we'll get through it. Yeah, I know, I'm using an untested Volt build, but I'm just going to try it out. We'll see what it feels like, if it feels any different than the other Volt build I've been using. I have no idea. So we're getting to trial and error a couple things. One, we got to go for this Revenant Neuroptics part, and two, we're going to get to test out this, secondary Volt build that I set up. At any rate, we're going to jump right in. With any luck, grab a crew while we're in here.
Accepted, but so many.
All right. Got 2, so there's 3 of us. Shared affinity. Yep. Popped up. Get over here. With any luck, we'll be able to get through this. Ah! So we got a full crew. Once the other guy gets in here, that's awesome. This is just enemy elimination. Okay. Take those guys out. Keep the shield up.
That's it. The targets come out for a fight. Make it their last.
Have they?
With that commander eliminated,
Beautiful.
those relics are much safer. But we
All
still
right, let's
need to
get
find
away
one
from
they
the
have.
thumper.
This camp is the command point for Grenier archaeological operations. Shut them down.
There we go. Took a hot minute. I think the thumper kept knocking me down is what was happening there.
You've reached the location. Clear out any nearby hostiles. The location is ours. Wait. Incoming assault. Don't let them retake this territory.
That should have gotten most of them there, I think. Maybe not all of them. Not one lone guy with a shield. Okay, that'll take out those guys. Pick that up. Okay, great. Couple here. Get rid of them. There's probably more sneaking around the back, I suspect. There usually are, it seems. Just the one ship over here. That'll work. Speed everybody up again. Okay. There we go. Alright. Back to the skies. So far so good, guys.
Our latest intel points to the armored vault at my waypoint. Break in and look for the relic. You're nearing the armored vault. Take out the surrounding guards. One of them is carrying a data mass, and you'll need that to get inside.
Okay, this looks good. Get rid of that.
They dropped the data mass. Grab it.
Beautiful.
Good.
Okay.
Now insert that data mass into the console. If they destroy the console, we'll never get the vault open.
Yeah, the Zorus is a really, really good weapon. Ha ha! There it is. Oh, nope. I thought there was one cheeky bugger left down there. Okay. Yeah, so far, I mean, of course, there's a lot of energy balls on the ground, so it's maybe a little tricky to say. What this Archon mod is doing.
guards. Too late. The Grineer moved the relic already. I've learned of an Ostron miner who was captured by the Grineer.
Guess there's really no compelling reason to stay down there fighting them. Let's just get off to the next task.
There's the captive. Take out the guards. But be warned, the prisoner has been strapped with a bomb collar. Detection will start the countdown to detonation. You've been detected. Hurry up and free the prisoner before that collar explodes. The guards are down. Defuse the collar now. You freed the prisoner. Now escort them to safety.
Yeah, these are like the easiest legs of it when this happens.
Thanks to that miner, we have new leads on the relic's location.
One more. See if they'll let us take off from there. Nope, because it's not
I'm
flat.
tracking a Grineer agent in possession of the relic.
Feels
It
like
appears he's trying to get it off the plains on foot. Capture him and the relic.
an unnecessary
The officer is
aspect
nearby.
of using the
Track them
Archwing.
down.
It's that the ground upon which you're standing has to be completely flat. I don't see why it
There's the
matters if you're
officer.
on an
Capture
incline.
them.
But whatever, it is what it is. Well, that is one way to do it.
Interesting conversation. Now, do it, Tino.
Yeah. Of course they're waiting on me. That's my bad. I wasn't paying attention, guys. I was fighting an Eximus. Come on, Volt. Yeah, one thing with the duration being lowered, I definitely notice it on the speed boost stability, but it is what it is. Okay. Yeah, I can leave that squad. Perfect.
Everything is in balance. From the plains to the glittering fields of the origin system.
In all honesty, I wasn't even paying attention to whether or not that Revenant part dropped. Let's just check the inventory.
Blade, Cetus needs you. Let's talk.
If I search Rev, Systems, Chassis, that's still all we've got. That's okay. So it's the Neuroptics.
How the children admire your good deeds, Tenno. It brings me such joy.
Revenant, Neuroptics. Be nice if you could do something on the bounties, kind of like you can on relics, to give you a better chance of falling into the higher tier rarity drops, but that's okay. Let's see, in terms of this build, though, I don't dislike it. I'm not necessarily sure if I would say it's better or worse or neutral relative to what I had before. I mean, what I had before was a very early Volt build. Honestly, I'm not sure if I've tweaked it or bothered to go back and double check mods for it. But, I mean, I've used Volt a fair few times. But I don't hate this build. Could it be stronger? Sure. Have I potatoed Volt yet? No, I haven't. So, of course, I'm leaving points on the table. Also, I haven't thrown in Forma to get more polarity, to make things take fewer points to be able to fill out mods that way either. So there's a lot of ways about it, but I guess my first take on this build, I don't hate it. It feels decent. Decent. I'll leave it at that. So, here we go. Let's make another run.
This task. Success will follow.
I'm probably not going to show all these runs because I'm going to be multiple different things in today's video, but while I'm here, I'd rather like to give it at least a handful of attempts.
Like this relic.
All right, guys. I just finished running that same bounty, oh gosh, I don't know, 6-7 times. This loadout worked well in there, but what I want to do is move on to something else. I didn't get the part I was going for. It'll just take grinding in the background. So I'm going to leave Cetus, we're going to head back to the Orbiter, and then we're going to head back into the Zariman. But first I want to take stock of any of the Gyre parts that I may or may not have gotten. I truly don't recall. Should just be right here. I got Gyre Neuroptics. So far I've only gotten one drop. That's the Neuroptics. So we're going to stick with the same Volt loadout and just see if it feels viable in the higher level Zariman stuff. So let's dump straight into the Chrysalith. I don't guess it matters. I'll say busy. I have noticed that if you do busy in lieu of calm, that it does tend to have more people actively trying to play with others. So it does go a little bit quicker. I mean, stands to reason. Makes sense. We'll skip this cinematic ×2. Fast travel to Quinn.
Please remember that your presence is enough to revive us. We won't ever. We stand on.
Actually, I do need to double check my equipment. I swear it was the Neuroptics, but let me just check. Search. Whoops. Gyre. Spelled as such. Neuroptics. Yep. So any of these that are not Neuroptics should be just fine.
How do we keep them out?
Systems. Chassis. Neuroptics was from the first. Keep defense target shields intact. Close 6 ruptures and keep meter below 70%. Okay, yeah, that may be a bit trickier. But let's just jump in for this one. We're going to go for the chassis next.
Welcome to the Greenway. By the will of the Seven, to all things grow.
Yep.
Done. Keep defending, please.
Okay. That was taking to heart the tip that somebody gave me before. Hey, just go into operator form and duck, and you can stay invisible while you res. It's actually really powerful in my opinion.
Systems clean. Great work. Keep moving.
That's a lot of shields. That's actually pretty funny. The volume of shields up there in that cluster. Whoops.
Terminal in
Ran
sight.
right into that.
You know what to do.
We do know what to do. You're correct.
Okay. Scrubbing the system. Done. Keep defending, please. Systems back online. Find us another.
Yep, we just follow the group.
You found a terminal. Pop the data mass in there and defend it. Okay, scrubbing the system.
She's too far away. I won't worry about it. I feel guilty leaving the pup down, but...
Nearly done. Keep defending, please. Just brought an entire sector back to functionality. I'm proud of you.
Awesome.
Take a well-earned break.
That was quick. Good quick work. With any luck, we'll get a second Gyre part. I don't know anything about that frame. I might have read an ability or two in passing, but I'm guessing it's going to be good. If it's locked behind the Zariman, it's probably pretty decent. Well, no Gyre part, but we did get a bunch of other good stuff that we're going to need down the line anyway. So, no big deal. Yeah, we'll just leave group. Again, in my experience, it just goes quicker that way. So we'll do one more run on this one as well, and then we'll move on. Really, it was just to do some things I need to be doing anyway to try to get parts and to test out this build. So far, I'm liking it. It's feeling pretty good to me. I don't know if this is as optimized as it could be given the mods I have at my disposal, but, you know, it's just a test. I have never used a build on a secondary loadout on any of my frames. I got that Archon mod and said, hey, let's just give it a whirl. It sounds pretty good. So, yeah, that was my theory, and I'm not mad that I jumped in and gave it a go. Not bad. Yeah, my batteries, well, my controller lost sync with the Xbox. My batteries are fine. That does sometimes happen. It's running on Bluetooth, so sometimes that connection does drop. Hey, for a two-man squad, I thought we did pretty well in there. No such luck on the frame part, but that's okay. 2 quick runs. So yeah, guys, I am not going to head back to the Orbiter. I'm going to keep grinding in here a little bit myself. So yeah, my thoughts on this build, I don't dislike it. I'm sure that I can make a better Volt build, especially if I really scrutinized heavily mods again and tried to find more synergies. But I feel like this one does have pretty decent synergy. That new Archon mod, I'm not saying it's the best mod to throw on there, but I think that the way that I set it up was at least pretty decent. I feel like there was at least some sound logic behind it, and it seemed to work reasonably well. It's a little trickier to tell, honestly, on the heels of playing Rhino and Wukong for the last several play sessions, both of whom are just a bit more tanky with a bit better evasive maneuvers, you know, when it's getting really willy. But, I mean, I was using Volt's shield a lot today, picking it up, you know, using that as my cover while I was actively engaged in the fight. I've been really horrible about doing that for the majority of the time I played Volt. But, yeah, this was just a test and doing a little background work. Sadly, didn't get from either of the bounties that I've grinded so far. I've run bounties, I think, 9 times now since I started playing today. But I'll just keep grinding. That's part of the grind, and I at least like it, and it's fun to keep rotating through new builds while I'm doing it. So yeah, guys, that is today's video. I still like those mods. They're pretty cool. I think as I keep playing around with others and other builds on other Warframes where it looks like there's some synergy there, it'll be fun to test the outcome. So it was just a little test, and I enjoyed it. So I'm going to do background grinding on bounties, but that is going to do it for today. Guys, as always, I do sincerely appreciate you checking in, and we will catch you on the next one.